You're listening to the Spend 10K a Day podcast, brought to you by the performance marketing experts at MuteSix. This is your source for cutting-edge insight into the world of online advertising from the team with more Facebook case studies in 2016 than any other agency on the planet. Here are your hosts, Steve Wise and Stuart Anderson.
Welcome back to the Spend 10K a Day podcast. I'm Stuart Anderson. With me, as always, my good friend, Steve Weiss. We are going to go a little bit in depth talking about the strategies that we've used to help grow a client we worked with for a few months now, subscription apparel business. Steve, talk to us a little about some of the things we've been doing on Facebook to help grow this business.
Yes, this is an interesting case study about how we were able to scale spend by almost 3x and keep the CPA on new customer acquisition on Facebook.
Yeah.
This is a subscription apparel brand. I wish I could say the exact name, but out of full disclosure, we can't let anyone know any of their data. We're obviously very thoughtful in what we share and what we disclose. So for this, we've been working with this brand for 3 months. They have an incredible product in the subscription apparel business. One of the biggest pain points when we took over their account, the first thing we looked at was how many people they're targeting in their lookalikes. Mm-hmm. So if you ever run into a block and, growing on prospecting a new customer, always look at very high level. Go into all your lookalikes and see how many people you're reaching. What we saw was they had lookalikes where they're actually reaching 70,000 people and 100,000 people. That's way too small. They're what we call nesting too many other targets inside their lookalikes. So they weren't actually reaching new people. So first thing we did, we opened up their lookalikes. Now they're reaching 2 million plus people per lookalike. So we expanded the reach in their account to almost 40 million people. We also saw that they weren't excluding some of their website custom audiences, which obviously if you're doing prospecting campaigns, you always want to make sure you're excluding all your website custom audiences. Because then if you don't, you won't reach new users. So first thing we did, exclude website custom audiences. Number 2, expand the reach of the lookalikes. We made sure that we expanded the reach almost immediately. Number 3, creative testing. We saw when we opened up the ad sets that they were only running like 1 to 2 ads per ad set. I think that's the thing about Facebook is you need to give Facebook enough of a creative testing strategy to really figure out which creative is going to work at scale. So we added about 4 creatives per ad set to each one of their top performing ad sets. And, we expanded the reach on those ad sets. And those are the 3 main things we did. We also started using video top of funnel. We cut up some of their best videos, and we started expanding those videos and adding them into our best quality ad sets. And, within 2.5 months, as I said earlier, we scaled spend by almost 3x.
It's impressive.
Legitimately. We scaled spend. And the CPA, from a 1-day click perspective, we're measuring everything on 1-day click, as well as 28-day view. We're both from an attribution perspective, we're underneath their goal, and we're also underneath their goal on the 1-day click conversion. So it's been incredible success just leveraging those 3 things. Number 1, making sure that you're targeting enough people in your lookalike audiences. Number 2, making sure you're doing creative testing, 3 to 5 creatives per ad set. Number 3, excluding all your website custom audiences top of funnel. I know it gets kind of cumbersome when you're excluding lookalikes as well, like which you have to do. I forgot to mention that we also exclude lookalikes 1% and 2% from our lookalike 10% audiences. Yeah. So sometimes we're excluding 5 different lookalikes inside of an ad set.
Yeah, it gets cumbersome. I think it's also worth mentioning too, Steve, that we tripled an ad spend that wasn't exactly small before. They were spending 6 figures already. So, it wasn't a case of tripling $100 to $300. It was a pretty significant ad spend, and we were able to ramp that up pretty rapidly while keeping the CPA under goal, and they had aggressive goals too.
Oh yeah, they have aggressive goals around both remarketing and re-engagement as well as new customer acquisition, and we've just had a lot of success. We haven't been working with them for a while, but in our short time of working with them, we've had just a lot of success really growing their audience on Facebook. And I think it's all about understanding the platform and understanding how to put, not only from a creative perspective, but also understanding how to leverage different audience segmentation principles. And I think that's overall case study is that, you can legitimately scale spend profitably 3-4x. It's totally possible.
Yeah, it's just about cracking the codes, figuring out, it's getting all the gears in the right place so that all of a sudden when you turn it, they're all moving. And that's what we did here. We wish, we could provide more specific detail about who it is, but, we just wanted to share some insights with you since there's a lot of people who are either working on subscription businesses, doing clothing businesses, or, doing the same combination of both as was done here. So, if you have any questions, by the way, we always say this, if you have any questions about how to, run Facebook ads for, a clothing business or a subscription business, you want to reach out to us, you can always reach out to me, Stuart at MuteSix.com, STEWART at MuteSix.com, and then Steve, a little bit easier to spell, Steve at MuteSix.com. We are always here to help, with anything you need. We'll be featuring more case studies coming up pretty soon on future podcast episodes. For today's episode, it was mostly Steve Weiss talking, and then Stuart Anderson and myself joining. We will see you again very soon.
Yep, take care.